All right, so we got shoulders today with a little bit of chest and tries at the end. And before we get in there, I'm gonna go over a broad overview of just like the essentials for reaching whatever your goal may be in the gym, whether it's cutting, bulking, whatever. Because I think it often gets overlooked. I'm gonna try to look at all the technicals and everything you see online, because sometimes it gets all out of whack, trying to overcomplicate it. And it's important to look at first what are like the fundamentals I should be following before getting into technical stuff. Because if you don't have the fundamentals right, if you're doing a isolated Keenan flap with a reverse weight or like a balanced weight on the other arm, that isn't gonna mean anything if you don't have the fundamentals down. So do as many Keenan flaps as you want. Nothing's gonna happen unless you got the fundies. So I'll go over 3 of them maybe. The first 3 I can think of off the top of my head. 4. 2 for training, 1 for diet, 1 for sleeping. I'll go over the 2 training ones first. First one, the most basic part of it is, are you training hard and giving it 100% when you go in the gym? Because if you're not training hard, you're not giving it 100%, majority of this other stuff you do is going to fall apart. You should not be worried about over-fatiguing yourself in the gym, because the whole point of going to the gym is to fatigue yourself and to cause your muscles to fatigue, because then your body has to adapt to it. So if you're concerned about quote-unquote over-fatiguing, that is an issue outside of the gym, not in the gym. That is one of the other categories, either the eating side of it or the sleeping side of it. So do not ever worry about over-fatiguing yourself in the gym, because your brain does a pretty good job of pointing that out, as in like, look, if you're dead, you're obviously not going to be able to do any more reps or exercises at all, and it'll be blatantly obvious that you can't do any more. So you don't even have to think about it, because your body will tell you like immediately. So that's the first one on the training side. The next one is, are you actually hitting the muscle you're trying to hit? Because it is very common, either in the beginning or just excited to push heavier and heavier weight, to go actually hit joint and tendon day instead of chest day, or joint and tendon day instead of leg day. Because you go and, let's say leg day, just because it's easier for me to explain. Let's say you're doing leg day, you got leg press, you're really excited to lift some heavier weight, and you unrack the leg press and you drop the weight all the way down to where the bottom of the rep is, and then push up from there. You did not hit your legs, you just hit joints. You just hit your knee joints. Doing a really good job of growing them. That's usually where knee pain starts to come in, is when it's a weight you can't control on the way down. So that's how you hit joints, tendons, and ligament day. We don't want to be doing that. We want to be hitting leg day, quads, whatever part of your leg you're trying to hit. And that comes from the overexcited on the amount of weight you're pushing. And by all means, push heavy weight. Just, it's got to be something you can manage on both ways, pushing down and up, or controlling down and way up. Those are the 2 main things for training, fundamentals. And then the fundamentals for the diet side is, are you eating the amount for your goal? And we could just be even ignoring macros, literally just from a calorie perspective. Are you eating in accordance to your goal? If your goal is gaining weight, are you eating more than what you're burning? And you can know by some calculators online, and also what your weight is. If your weight's the same every single week, but you think that you're in a surplus, you're not in a surplus, because your weight's the same. That's how it works. If it was a surplus, your weight wouldn't be the same every week. Which means you need to up it. Same for a deficit, whatever your goal may be. I guess a bonus I'll give is like a protein goal. A pound of body weight you have a gram of quality protein from like a meat, I wouldn't count like the 3 grams of protein that's in a cup of white rice as counted for in your protein goal. You want to build muscle off of white rice, or do you want to build muscle off of some chicken? You know what I mean? And then the last thing is the sleep part of it, and I think this kind of often gets overanalyzed, to be honest. Because I think everyone, or not everyone, you usually hear how it's like, oh, sleep is when you actually grow and your body grows or repairs the muscle and you get bigger. Yeah, but it's also not as complicated as it may be perceived sometimes. Like if you're getting, now this isn't a 6-7 joke, but if you're getting like 6 to 7 hours every night, it's about enough. 6, I mean, if you're consistently getting 6, it's kind of pushing it, but 7 every night, you're fine. Even if you wake up and mentally you're like tired, you're good because you got 7 hours. And even if it's 6, like, dude, if you get 6 a few days in a row, just bump it up, like get 8 or 9 one night out of the past 4 that you got 6 hours. That's a simple fix like that, instead of thinking, oh, I need to be this exact amount. And if it gets to the point where it's like, dude, I'm like exhausted and like I feel like my whole body's sore, if your diet is correct, then we can just take an additional rest day. And that'll solve that problem. And no, you're not losing progress. You're actually making more progress because you're letting your body adapt properly instead of just beating a broken down muscle and not letting it chill out for a minute. And I say making sure diet isn't aligned because I wouldn't be taking an extra rest day because you're extra sore if the reason, or if your diet is not on point, because then it's a diet issue, not a sleep issue. So yeah, that would be like the top 4 like key points of like fundamentals before going into anything else or looking any deeper, even like supplements, whatever, like creatine, whatever, pre-workouts, protein powder. Fundamentals first, then go from there. Because just those 4 points will take you such a long way. And I myself have swayed from them before, even when I used to be doing it right, because I was starting to overanalyze all the stuff I see on TikTok and thought like I always had to do this special 3 RIR on a set, don't go fully to failure, don't over fatigue yourself, and then like all the mesocycles and deloads, and I'm sure they're great, but are they necessary? No. Do they help? Maybe. But if you get to the point of doing like if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's just like periodizing your training, as in like you manipulate your training a little bit different each week. But you basically do that if you just train hard every single week and everything else is in a line. If you're training harder every time, you're gonna be gaining more reps and more weight over that period, and not have to think about it because you just go in and train hard, and your diet and sleep takes care of the rest. And I think like the mesocycles and everything usually gets to like finer details, but it's such like a lower priority thing than everything else that by no means is it like something that's even on my mind or even a lot of pros' minds, because it's just like such a small part of it, like in comparison to everything I just said. So we got shoulders. I got 4 different shoulder exercises, like some lateral raises, shoulder press, lateral raises, rear delt fly, and then chest I'll do like probably just like a pec fly or maybe a cable pec fly. Superset it with like maybe a pressing motion on the same thing, and then, or just do push-ups. That might be it. I might do push-ups with the fly, and a couple tricep exercises, and abs pose, and we'll call it there. So it should probably take me about like an hour and a half usually, especially when I'm bulking. It takes a little longer, but if I keep up pace, hour 15. So all right, well, we're here. I will see you guys in there for some lateral raises. See you in a second. Okay, yeah, should be good. I'll zoom in a little bit. All right, that's good. like I said, we're gonna start with lateral raises, and something I've been trying to mainly fix this like off season is, I don't know if you've ever seen any of my pressing movements. I'll like either turn one of my shoulders up or down. It usually makes like an imbalance. So if you ever have an issue with like either pressing unevenly or not actually being equal on both arms, pushing, I mean, unilateral always helps, doing one at a time. But if you do that for every single movement, I'd be in here for 3 hours. So to get the benefit of it, but not being here for 3 hours, I'm just going to start with something that's unilateral, one at a time, hit both of them equally, and then I could go from there. So it's like the best of both worlds. I'm not hitting here for 3 hours. I'm also still getting the benefit of trying to even everything out. So the more the better. And if you can get like a machine where it makes you do one at a time, but you can still press them together, that also helps. We'll try a little different today with the kettlebell. Do one at a time, like this. We'll see how it goes. let's go do some shoulder press. Whew. Yeah, guys, so trying a new, what do you want to say, kettlebell lateral raises before doing these. Solid. I know it's how it normally is, regardless of what type of lateral raise I do before these, but definitely makes it way different. Actually hitting your shoulders and having them activated before going straight into shoulder press. Because like, the main thing that's given out right now is shoulders, because I hit lateral raises first. And sometimes if I just start straight up with shoulders, my triceps are a little sore or something, that's probably like the first thing it's going to give out. And this way I know I'm sure I'm actually hitting what I'm trying to hit. Same goes for like bench press. Like if you bench and you're like, dude, I never feel it in my chest, but like your triceps are huge, you just always hit triceps even if you're doing like a wide grip bench press. If you start with isolating your chest first, then go into bench, and also make sure you're going all the way down, then you'll get way more out of chest instead of just completely nailing your triceps every time. All right. Normally I drop the weight if I get like less than 8, but in fact this is really the only shoulder press thing I'm doing. I'll keep the same weight. I'm gonna be doing lateral raises and then like rear delt fly and everything. Everything's gonna be super high reps for that, so I'll try to get more heavier load out of at least this. Okay.
off with the 30 here. We'll warm up with 30 something? Yeah. I'll just set them here for you. Just give me more shoulder.
It's supposed to just sit back.
Yeah, so if you want to, and then just take it back one. This is shoulder. That's a wild one. This
Is your favorite workout?
it's the one where it's like, my least favorite is probably deadlifts. I'm actually gonna back this up so you don't get stuck back there. That's okay. Yeah. Basically, I'll go back. Same as last time. Push on the mile. 3, 2, 1.
I was gonna say.
You good for?
Alright, let me move it down a little bit. Hold on. So you guys get a premium view of the set. Normally I'd be doing like a cable pec fly instead, but I don't know, I just felt like switching it up. It really makes no difference to me if I do either a machine pec fly or like a cable pec fly. But last time I supersetted it with like a cable fly and then rotated my elbows up and made it into a press. Gotta do that for my superset, or I'll do this one and I'll just superset it with push-ups. So I'll probably go to the side right here after my set and do push-ups. Ideally, it would be like a machine superset with, but I mean, they're both on opposite ends of the gym. So instead of doing one set of flies, going to the other side of the gym to superset it and going back and forth and like hogging two machines, it's a lot easier just to do it here and just do push-ups instead. And the whole reason of doing this is superset, a couple of reasons. One, make the workout quicker because I have a lot of exercises to do. Two, make it more intense, and I'm only doing, 4 sets total, 4 supersets for chest, because it's not really the main thing I'm hitting today. So it gets like the most out of it with like a smaller amount. Because you just saw I did 4 exercises for shoulders, because that was the main thing we're hitting today, and now chest and triceps is like a bonus. So there's kind of like numerous 2 reasons why I do it as a superset, and why I do it as like I'll do a push-up as my second part of the superset. All right, let's get it.
I'm getting a little lazy when at least in the camera side of it. Just know once I do with this, when I go to the ground, I'm doing a superset of push-ups. I don't feel like taking about a whole minute trying to set the camera so you can watch me do push-ups right there. So, you get the point. I dropped the weight on the last 2 sets, but gosh, you're still killing me. Dude, my head is killing me. I think it was just from doing the triceps, dude. I was getting like 5 reps or so. All right, let's check it. All right, we're gonna call it there. I didn't talk much during the lift because I'm trying to, like I said, get through it a little quicker. I think it was an hour and, it might have actually been an hour and 15 when I sit in the car. If I speed it up, I'll have to look at the time right now, but yeah, I mean, something I noticed is like, if my workout, same workout, but if I push it longer, as in like, don't have a sense of urgency getting through it, I feel like by the end of it, the workout just turns to crap. Even with the same amount of exercises, the fact that it's like an hour and a half to 2 hours, and being in here, I feel like I'm just like drained both physically and mentally. So if I can speed it up with the same amount of exercises, honestly more ideal for me. I think it's about an hour and 20. It's like 3:50 right now. I think I got in here at like 3:30. So, all right, let's get in the car.
All right, so we're gonna try using the phone mic instead of like my where's that, the one attached to my chain. Maybe that sounds better, because I think the one when I use it in my chain in the car, it's like super quiet. I don't know why, but maybe this will be better. So let me know if the audio is better on the car ride to the gym or now leaving, because I'm not sure. So just let me know. All right, so I can go over parts of that workout, because I did not say much since I was trying to get through it. Now I got to get groceries. So the shoulders, I explained during my chest exercises why I did superset. Same applies for the shoulder at the end. Get a little more out of it, get a little quicker workout in, because I mean, how many exercises I did total today was 8. Quite a bit. So if you do all those individually, I'd probably be there for 2 hours. That made it quicker. And I also also did 4 sets of everything, so that also is more time consuming than like 2 sets or 1 set or whatever. So yeah, it took a while. And what else from it? I mean, you guys gotta ask me sometimes, what do you want to know from my lift? I kind of go through what I normally do, and then I put the camera up as like a raw, unfiltered version of like, this is what my workout looks like. So that's how it is. And then abs I do at the end every other day. I think something that can be taken away from that was the intensity of it, because you saw every single thing, regardless of if it wasn't my shoulders. Complete failure, high volume, high reps, high everything, because it depends on what your goal is. If your goal is bodybuilding or better physique wise, that's how it happens. I mean, if your goal is also to get like a heavier bench or something and look better, throw in your heavier bench first exercise of the day, and then everything else should be bodybuilding oriented. Because the only thing you want to really get the strength aspect, like primarily strength and not aesthetics, is from doing it first and being the only thing that you do that's strength wise. And obviously what I did say is going to gain strength, but the main goal is physique. So that's the difference between the two. And I'm sure you know, like, oh, you do 1 to 5 reps, powerlifting, 6 to 12, hypertrophy. But, I mean, that's kind of a blanket statement. It doesn't really go into the volume, how you get 12 reps, all the above. So it's definitely a little more to it. So that's what it is. And this is super glary. I can't. I don't know. You guys are gonna have to deal with this. Oh, there we go. Put my hand like that. Yeah, and then 4 sets is because usually your first set could have been harder. And I don't know who says it on TikTok or whatever, but I feel like a lot of people think like, oh, 2 sets of everything is optimal. It's like, yeah, 2 like unbelievably hard sets, sure, but the chances that your first set was really that hard, unless you did like a pyramid sets up to it, is very unlikely. So if you just do 4, call it 4, and then like, even if you do 4 and it's like not even 100% still, the sheer volume and reps that you do will make up for it. By all means, it will make up for it. So that's why it's kind of a end-all, be-all kill switch to assuring you're getting the most out of the workout, regardless of your circumstances, regardless of what you do. 4 sets and high reps, it's gonna get it done for sure. The only time really is when, like, to do like 2 reps or something, is when you're already at like a professional level, or physique's already pretty close to max. I want to say maxed out, but like weight cap wise, and you're trying to make adjustments, smaller adjustments for like proportional or like whatever the judges say, but that comes way later. And the way you do that is like reduce the amount of volume you do for the muscle, but you still hit them just as hard. So like if legs are like a super strong point on your physique, the judges are like, oh, you need better upper body, your legs are fine. Like you still hit legs, but you do probably like, gosh, maybe like 1 to 2 sets per like what normal thing you would do. So like maybe 1 set of squats and then like 1 set of leg press instead of like 4, because you're legs are already built. And then, why isn't this? And then that's like really all you need. But that's with the purpose of just maintaining what you already have and it's already built. Chances are, including myself, we ain't there yet. We ain't there yet. So that's why I say that. You gotta work all of it. But I will say doing those supersets is nice. Like if you're not used to doing supersets, you don't know what tough is until you do that in 100%. Definitely difficult. So yeah, I gotta pick up groceries. The most typical grocery list I got going on is I could just list off exactly what my grocery list is, because it all plays in my diet that I eat the exact same every day. Banana, pineapple, apples, some type of green, bagels, honey. This is just what I gotta pick up today. Chicken, ground turkey, steak, chobani, yogurt, eggs, egg white, maybe like some type of sauce to put on my chicken and rice. That's really it. Yeah, I mean, it's like super basic stuff. The consistency part of it makes it a lot easier to actually adjust your diet. That's definitely one of the big things about, like, if you just track what your calorie goal is in the day versus like actually having a set meal plan every day, you can actually have a more accurate understanding of what your weight is doing, because same calorie goal, but if you do just, if it fits your macros and hit the calorie goal and one of your meals was I don't know, like a Wendy's 4 for 4, the amount of like water retention that's going to cause on your physique is absolutely going to change how your weight is in the morning. So like, you may have the exact same calorie goal and same like weight gain, but on the scale it's going to say different because it's holding more water from eating the fast food. And you also won't look as good, for sure. Even the same amount of food, it just won't look as good, even though you're the same amount of muscle and fat. Just all that water. You don't look as lean or as tight. Like the muscles don't look as tight. Yeah, that's definitely something that I didn't understand when I was doing, like, if it fits your macros, but I also didn't really understand how to make a meal plan. So it is definitely a bit different. Yeah, I mean, like, carb sources, like the bagel I have. The bagel probably sounds strange. What the fuck is going on? Bagel definitely sounds strange, but the reason that happens is because it's more dense for carbs, and like once I got to like a super high amount of calories in my bulk, I was able to swap out some of the rice for like a bagel instead to make it a little bit easier to get the food down while still my body being happy with what I'm eating. And by all means, I had zero digestive issues with obviously white rice. I don't think anyone has issues with white rice. It's like the easiest food to digest ever, is white rice. And then like bagels is like super easy for me. So that's another thing that really will make a difference in how your physique generally looks, is based off of what your like gut enjoys and what your sorry, I'm trying to get the glare. Yeah, what your digestion likes. Like for me, if I eat potatoes, my body doesn't fuck with potatoes. Both same amount of carbs, but like I'll literally look differently because my body digests rice super easy, but potatoes, it's like it doesn't really enjoy it. what I mean by that is like an upset stomach or whatever. So some of the things like you can find from your physique while you adjust your diet plan is things like that. If you have no problem digesting it, that's fine. But like the same thing with me is with like ground beef. If I ground beef, I can eat a burger from like a restaurant and be fine. But if I cook ground beef every night instead of ground turkey, it just doesn't make me feel good. Like that, literally nothing else other than that. The fact that it just makes my stomach not feel good, and it will absolutely change your digestion, how your body uses the food, and like that's your body telling you, like signaling to you what it prefers and what it doesn't prefer. Now I don't know the exact like genes behind that or whatever, and the exact science behind it, but I do know there's certain gene aspects to it, some other genetic stuff. I don't know the exact reasons, but I know for sure everybody has something that's a little different. You may be totally fine with ground beef and actually respond better to like maybe a higher fat diet, a little lower carb diet. So everybody is completely different. Gosh, it's so busy for groceries. But that's what I mean. That's also how a coach comes into play, and like using ChatGPT to tell you get a meal plan is like doesn't know everything, and it can't really like discern the differences in your physique and how it looks from like a coach that's been doing it years with experience and knows how bodies respond to certain things. I'll put it this way. I mean, the body's like super freaking complex. We know like 1% of like all the stuff that's inside of our brain, like neurochemistry and whatever. AI doesn't know it. It just takes everything that it knows based off of the data it has been given. And yes, it can make its own intelligent like inferences or whatever. But like for the sake of physiques, as complex as it is, not yet. Not yet. I'm sure soon, but definitely not as when I'm making this. It definitely will eventually, but probably somewhere in the near future, but definitely not today. So I'll call it there. I gotta get groceries and get out of here. So appreciate y'all watching. I got back tomorrow. So I will see you guys for that. Peace.